it's Doug again, one final time. And in this video, I'm going to tell you what I'm actually going to ask you on the interview, right? So now, if you're like me, if somebody had sent me a list of videos and I saw the last one was, hey, here's the questions that you're going to be asked, then you might have actually honed in on this one in the list, and you may have skipped all the rest of them to really get to the good stuff. Good stuff. By the way, if you did that, make sure and go back and watch the other videos, because each one of those has extremely valuable insights as to how to perform well on the interview. For instance, in the last video, I talked about authority and how podcast interviews like this one can create that air of being an expert when people search for you and your company on the internet. However, one of the biggest boosts to this authority is from the people who already know you, like you, trust you, your friends, your colleagues. They're your biggest supporters. So make sure to share the episode with them once it's released. That way, almost immediately you're gonna start to see comments like, glad everyone else gets to see how much of a superstar you really are. we already knew that, right? And you'll see some really encouraging things like, you rock and you're awesome and stuff like that right away, because they already know you're a rock star, right? So with all that being said, let me give you a list of the questions that I'm going to ask you when we actually do the interview. So the first question I'm most likely going to ask you is, hey, tell me about your company and what it does, right? So tell me I'll name your company and hey, what does your company do? And you want to kind of give a little concise answer to that. One of the things that we encourage folks to do, though, is to kind of give a really quick example. Give an example of what kind of problem a customer might have in order for them to hire you or your company to solve that challenge, that problem. Second question I might ask you is, hey, how did you get into that? So be ready with a quick little story about how you actually ended up in this industry. And you want to, sometimes we kind of end up in the industry through not necessarily the best circumstances, and that can be kind of funny as well, but it's always a good idea to kind of spin that to the positive if you've had situations like that. The third question I'm going to ask you is, we'll probably talk about some of the challenges that you've had along the way and really how you overcame them, especially the types of challenges related to teamwork and keeping morale high and stuff like that. We might even get into some of your personal expertise and some of the secrets that you figured out to help you kind of create that team culture and build those leaders from within. I'd basically love to find out what your plans are for the next couple of years. So what are some of the big things that you're kind of looking for? And we might even get into some personal stuff like, things that you're into when you're not into the office, those kind of things. So basically pretty simple, easy questions. You just want to kind of be prepared for those questions when they come up and be able to answer with specific examples, stories, things like that are going to be interesting, entertaining. It will be a super fun 20-minute Zoom call, and you want to make sure to kind of interweave those great stories that we talked about in video number 3 that you are going to go back and watch if you've actually skipped ahead. And we'll also try to get the podcast released as soon as possible, but typically it takes about a month or so to work your release in. And so be patient. We'll let you know a few days before the release, and I'll try to send you some links and excerpts so that you can promote the release to your network as well. By the way, after the podcast, I'd love to see if there are any other ways that I can help you. I mean, I've been in the industry for a long time. I know a lot of people. So quite often I can offer a helping hand and take some of the weight off your shoulders, and only if it makes sense, but that would be something that I would really love to do. So thanks a lot for watching all the videos. I'm so looking forward to the interview, and we'll see you live the next time that you see my face. It's going to be on the live video feed.